Hello guys, Foxtrot here. Welcome to a after release review and look at MK Studios Dublin V2. It's available on the Orbex store for around £16 and is promised to be a complete upgrade of Dublin V1. Those of you with Dublin V1 get a 30% discount on the Orbex store as well, and there is a way to get that discount through the marketplace at a later date. I never had version 1, so I won't be comparing the two, but I will give a detailed preview of this version that will hopefully help you decide whether or not this airport is worth your money. So the way we're going to do this then is I'm going to move around and we're going to show you the whole of the airport bit by bit. I'm going to try and keep the talking to a minimal where possible to allow you to look. That allows you to pause the video at any point as well and have a look in better detail anything you do see. I do apologise for the janky camera movements. I am using the keyboard to move around, unfortunately. That's just the way it is. So as we head out over onto the taxiways here, and the first runway we come across being runway 16 and 34 I believe, we can look back across the airport and really get the scale of this thing. It is a big airport. Looking over to the western apron, you can see all the taxi lines have been redone and there's been plenty of airport clutter just dropped about to really bring in the realism to the airport itself. We're looking over at the tower now and the firefighter building, and you can see it's all customised and plenty of detail put in there to bring the airport to life. As we look inside the actual tower itself, then you can see that it has been fully kitted out with desks and computer screens. They do actually have some aircraft tracking systems on there. Obviously it's not actually going to track anything, it's just a screensaver sort of picture, but you could watch the airport all day from up here if you wanted to, especially on VATSIM on busy days. It would be good to sit up there and watch the actual airport. Moving out there then, you can see we've got a helipad area and a few more custom hangars as we're heading out to the northern side of the airport and to this newer side of the airport that has undergone construction, and the main reason there is a V2 of Dublin. Over this side of the airport then, this is the northern terminal. This is more the Ryanair side. You can see again plenty of airport clutter left about just to bring it all to life, and you'll get the first view of the terminal as we head over here, that you can actually see inside the terminal, and we will be going inside that terminal later on. So there's the view into the terminal, but as I say, we will actually go inside the terminal later to have a look inside. Over to this eastern edge of this terminal on the northern side, you can see the detail that's gone on behind the airport as well, and we'll just head over to this section here, which sort of becomes the cargo area. We will come back to that later on to have a better look. Okay, so as we head out of the cargo area, we're now going to head to the back side of the airport here, just for a little look at some of the details that are back here. Going to start with the bus station. You can see there all the coaches and lined up ready to go. We've got TUI and Jet 2 down there. Just helps bring it all to life. It's a saying I'm going to be using a lot during this video because this airport is well done in my opinion, and the whole idea of bringing everything to life is what you want from a third-party airport, really. Over to the back side of the main airport building. This is probably the oldest building on the airport, and it looks it as well. You can see it's got character. You know, the colours just sort of dull it down, make it the older looking building, and it really does stand out as different. Even though it's still got that layer and it's still got that depth to make it alive, it does stand out as older than the other buildings. So a bit more of the extra multi-dimensional layers that are added to this building. We've got an under-terminal tunnel system there for the vehicles to go through, and again, the layering done here just to make the buildings pop out at you, really make you feel like you are at this airport around these terminals. As we head to this side here, we can see we've got the layers again, not so much as we did have on the actual north and south terminal there. But it's still nice to be able to look into a building rather than just at a flat canvas. So back into the larger gates here, this is where you get your larger aircraft, such as why I've got the A300 here. And this is where the gates turn to the Aer Lingus gates as well. As we move around, you see the little details just put in at various points to really make you look and really make you try and pick out these finer points that are in this airport. Again, this southern terminal, the Aer Lingus terminal here, exactly like the northern Ryanair terminal, it does have an interior, and we will be looking at that later on in the video. It is all looking good. Really well detailed. Plenty of airport vehicles, containers, stairways, trolleys. Just bits of clutter to really bring the airport to life. Back out to the rear of the airport, and you can see we've got the terminal signs and even got tunnels on this side as well, just to allow you to explore. There's no other reason for that there other than it allows you to go and explore this airport and really enjoy its features. You can see yourself pulling up to the departure lounge there. Okay, so we're back on the actual airport grounds itself, and we're starting at runway 34 and 28 left. Moving our way down, you can see the details added to bring that runway out there. And I'm just going to show you the buildings on the extremities of the airport itself. So more airport buildings there, but I want to draw your attention to this southern side here, southwestern area of the airport. This is outside the airport boundary completely, and you can see that's a bus station there. And then on top of that, a few more custom buildings. Although not massively detailed, they have got a few famous names on there, Kuhn and Nagel, and then DFS. It does, again, it just really helps the airport come to life as you're exploring here. Navigational systems, done well. Things you'll notice if you look around. The hay bales in the fields, absolutely fantastic, and I do love that. I love that attention to detail, really stuff to really make you explore and things for you to find as the user. Again, rising up above the airport, you really get a sense of the scale, and you can start to pick out the buildings that have been detailed just by rising up in the air. There really is a lot to this airport for the price. £16, you know, you really cannot complain at this point. Okay, we're going to have a little look at this exterior in a bit more detail. We're going to make our way over to the cargo side. You can see there, that's a church below. I do have an image of the church which I'll put on the end of the video, so do keep an eye out for that. And again, we're just going up a bit higher just to get a real sense of what buildings have been done. You can pretty much everything you can see here in this foreground, this has all been custom made and put in this airport. It is not there previously, and this is probably my most favourite feature of the airport here, being McDonald's. I do love a McDonald's, and you can look at this one. It's got the sign for the drive-through, the golden arch is there. As you turn it round, there she is. Go get your Big Mac, enjoy yourself a Coke before you head over onto the airport for your flight aboard. Fantastic. Now we're going to move over to the cargo side of the airport, one last look at that exterior. And we'll start here with the Aer Lingus hangar, and then moving on to where I'd assume the trucks would come into the airport, get their checks done, and then they drive to that cargo area. Nice little lane inspection post. A little look at the night lighting then. Now, immediately you can see the floodlights do work, which is really good. On top of there, you've got little red lights, so as you're flying over this airport or approaching this airport at night, you will see the red light on top of the floodlights, which is a good little feature to have. You can see pretty much everything's lit up. Runways, taxiways, all the terminal lighting's on. It does look really good at night. Although it doesn't give off a heavy glow from the terminal buildings, I do think it's a real nice touch. So we're going to have a look at the north terminal here. This is the Ryanair side of the airport, as I say. Basically, this is just a walkthrough, so I'm just going to introduce this as the interior of the north terminal, and I'm going to leave you to watch it, so enjoy. We're now having a look at the south terminal, exactly the same interior view of it. Now you can see one thing I noticed straight away, they have done different gate numbers, which is quite imperative if you're going to do this on two terminals. Now I say that like it's not expected. I suppose I guess it is, but I was half not expecting to see gate numbers in the terminals at all, so I am glad to see that. You can see this has got multi-levels to it. Again, not really necessary, but it does add that extra layer of detail, extra layer of something to you to explore, and it allows you to really just take your time and enjoy this airport, look around, really take in the sights. I do love that the glass is completely two-way, like whichever way you look at it, you can either see in, you can see out. You could look at your plane for ages before you're due to depart, and you get the scale of the size of this terminal. It's absolutely huge, and it feels like we're there. It feels like we're waiting. I love it. So we're into the control tower again, just for a little bit more of a detailed look here. Now what I am going to do is I'm going to switch to night lighting soon, but this is the daytime view, and you can see you get a full view of that airport. Really good little detail on the screens. A great viewpoint for the whole airport here, and just wait till you see it at night. I'm going to allow you to watch that in silence because it really is something to take in. One more feature I'm going to show you before we move on here. This is the noises that the air bridge makes and the jetway as it's coming up to the aircraft. So just listen to this. So what do we think? Well, it's value for money without a doubt. It's definitely one of the more detailed airports I've seen in the sim. There's plenty to explore. It really brings the sim to life, and it adds that extra layer to your flight, as I kept saying. If you wanted, you could sit in the waiting area to go on your flight for a while and just enjoy the sight of the airport. You can sit in the tower and just watch other players, watch AI traffic. You could almost simulate coming up to the airport yourself, driving up there. It's not quite check-in desk to gate, but it's pretty close. For an airport of this size, I am impressed. In my opinion, it's one of the must-have add-ons for the sim. Whether you're after UK regional flights, short Euro hops, or transatlantic long hauls, Dublin version 2 is a good purchase, and I'm glad I went for it. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe. I do hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you very much for watching.